Yes, we have with us Dr. Tony Franklin. We appreciate you being here.
Just tell me. Would you pray with me? Lord, we thank you so much for this evening. We thank you for our schools and for all the people that work and serve in them, and for the students and families that attend them. We thank you for the summer activities that have been going on, and I know we're gearing up for a start of a new semester. So we pray that your Spirit would come and bring the wisdom and guidance that we need to start off and to start off well. We lift this up in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
We appreciate it.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the Royce Administration Building for the July regular board meeting of the Jessamine County Board of Education. Thank you all for being here with us this evening. Mr. Moore, would you call the roll, please?
Yes, sir. Board Chair Stephen Scribner.
Here.
Vice Chair Bobby Welsh.
Here.
Denise Adams.
Here.
Amy Day.
Here.
Deborah Hood.
Here.
We have 5 present. We have a quorum.
Awesome. Thank you. Do we have anyone leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance this evening?
I'm notorious for putting people on the spot.
You
and
come get recognized by this board. You're going to lead us in the pledge,
Yeah.
is what he's trying to say.
I would love it if our bass fishing team would stand up and lead us in the pledge. We've got a flag right here.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jessamine County Schools exist to motivate and challenge every child every day to be a caring, responsible citizen and a high-level thinker, performer, communicator, and learner for life. That's our mission statement. It's why we're here this evening, so let's keep that in mind and let it guide our decisions. We've all had a chance to look over the agenda this evening. Do we have any edits needed to it? It's a
A lot of reading today.
lot of ink went onto this agenda for sure.
Motion to approve agenda.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. All right, we've also had a chance to look over our meeting minutes from June 13th. Any revisions needed to those? All right, I'll make a motion to approve June 13 board meeting minutes.
Second.
I heard a Denise second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. All right, do we have, is Margie here with the construction update, or Jason, do you want to get us started? All right.
So it's been another very productive 30 days, and I don't know if you remember your photographs from June, but that upper right-hand corner in the media center in June, we had holes in the ground. Our footings were just getting done. Our concrete block walls were barely coming up, and we were barely getting started on the steel equipment platform. In 30 days, that equipment platform's finished. You can see the media center's very close to getting a ceiling installed. Our admin suite's getting floors. Painting is finishing in the admin and the cafeteria. We are in very good shape for our kitchen, cafeteria, and our admin suite. And it's taking over 100 workers a day to get the media center and the gym where we need them to be. And I just want to say, never in my career have I seen this level of effort being put forth to meet a deadline. That being said, we are holding our breath on the gym and the media center. But I'd be happy to answer any questions if there are any. We do have a change order recommended for your approval this evening. In the process of getting the ductwork in place for the media center, there's a large steel beam that was unanticipated, and so we needed to reroute the ductwork around that. So that's just for fittings and additional sheet metal and the labor to install that work. So, and that's $2,489.14. Any questions?
So Mark, yes, that was some concerned parents this weekend who said there's no way Rosenwald's going to be ready on time. And I said, well, you know, Margie's pretty good at her job. So it sounds like we're going to be within a week or two of where we should be. That's pretty good. It's been a big project.
I believe so.
Okay.
That's now, you know,
Never say never.
never say never, because then Murphy's Law will come and bite you.
By
Meeting
Labor
these.
Day, we think will be good.
Oh, yes, yes. And it's really all about hinging on a power changeover that's scheduled to take place on the 18th and the 19th, because when that happens, then we'll be able to begin testing our fire alarm systems, our life safety systems. In this district at Warner, we were down to, 12 hours with a fire alarm system that didn't want to behave. And that was a surprise to us. So that's why I say to you, never count your chickens before they hatch. But the schedule is there. If we can keep all of our workers healthy and keep them all on task, there's a path to make it happen.
Good deal. Any other questions for Margie?
Saw lots of activity even this weekend. That was good to see.
There's been people out there nonstop all weekend. I think Friday there was 112 guys there, which typically on Fridays they work. They don't work, or they work half a day because they've already put in 410s. So they are busting it to get it done.
Good deal.
It's
Thank
been
you.
amazing. It's
Yep.
been amazing.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you, Margie. We appreciate it. All right, Mr. Moore, Superintendent's report.
Yes, we have one recognition this evening, and you can probably figure out who we're going to recognize by just looking throughout the crowd here. Now, I'm going to let Robert Horn, who will be the new coach next year, has been assistant coach last year, talk to you about the specific accomplishments of this team. But I just want to say something very quickly, and that is that our bass fishing team truly does have a very deserving reputation of just being a solid national and state competitor. They have lots of talent. They take the sport very serious. And for those of you who don't know, if you want to distract me, just show me a picture of a fish, and I'm going to stop doing everything imaginable and engage in conversation with you. I love fishing smallmouth bass, but no, I couldn't hang with Minnie or any of you guys. It's truly a great sport to be involved in. Lots of talent goes into it, and these young women and men have proven that they are exceptional in this sport. So, Robert, we appreciate you being here, and love the opportunity to get to hear about some of their specific accomplishments.
Well, thank you, Mr. Moore. So I don't figure I need to introduce myself. You've done such a great job doing that. But before I introduce the anglers and invite them up for you to recognize, I wanted to just kind of briefly give you all a synopsis of what we do throughout the year in order to achieve the accomplishments these anglers have done. And without me informing you, and I learned a lot last year as the assistant coach, because they were all speaking, I thought, in foreign languages with these initials. But I thought I would share and teach you all what I learned. I have a lot more to learn this year, but last year I did learn a lot. We follow 4 series, okay? In those 4 series, each series, there's about 3 tournaments that these kids compete in. So we follow KHSAA, which I know all of you all are familiar with. We follow GRC, which is George Rogers Clark, KBN, which is Kentucky Bass Station, and then Boyle County. We compete in all of these tournaments. Now, what we do when we go to these tournaments, these kids go, they have to get up and be there on the water, usually by 5 a.m. They go out and they fish. What they bring in and they weigh in, they receive points for, okay? The points are going toward Angler of the Year. So therefore, it's a community, that word's difficult for me to say, forgive me, total, okay, in their services and their weights in order to get these points. So we are constantly trying to keep up with the points. Now, we have a total of about 15 to 18 tournaments that we fish, and we fish all year long. We really don't have too much of an off season. Our season will begin toward the end of August or 1st of September. It'll stop around Thanksgiving, and then it picks back up in March. In the downtime, we service boats, we get together, and we have meetings trying to keep these kids, teach these kids. This year, we're going to do boater safety classes. We've got some guys coming in to teach how to make lures. Those are some of the things we're going to do in our downtime. In the tournaments, we have produced, since we started, 7 Anglers of the Year here in Jessamine County. Now, that's pretty good since 2013, right? 2013-14 was the year that this program began. We have also provided 7 college scholarships for kids to go on who receive those scholarships for fishing, full rides. Now, whether these kids took advantage of that, some decided to take other avenues, but they were offered. Now, we are a travel team. Understand, you can't go to the bleachers and watch these kids. We traveled over 5,800 miles this past year to participate in 18 tournaments. Now, this is not counting our championships, because understand, when we go and we compete, your goal is to get invited to the nationals or the tournaments, championship tournaments. So you compete in these tournaments, and if you do well enough, then you get to move on to the nationals. So 5,800 miles, it costs us approximately, and these parents could confirm or disagree with me, I averaged it out about $390 every tournament. You take $120 for a boat or for the vehicle, and unfortunately we can't travel together. We're having to tow boats. So we have the vehicle gas, we have the boat gas, which is about $70 maybe to fill the boat up. And then we have our meals, you could save roughly $50, and then $120 to $150 for a hotel bill. Now, you might say we don't need a hotel bill, but unfortunately, all of these tournaments have a required meeting on Friday night to discuss with us the rules of that tournament. They also issue the boat numbers before we can go out, and we have to sign a waiver. So you can drive to Cumberland Burnside or Halcomb's Landing and come back home an hour and a half later to get up to be back on the water by 4 a.m. or stay the night in a hotel. So I like for you all to understand what these kids go through. Now, the only sport or the only assistance you all give and allow us is KHSAA. That's only one of the series. These kids cannot be competitive if they don't participate in all of the series. So I'm hoping by explaining this to you all that maybe you all would be realizing the expense we're going through and be able to maybe assist us a little better financially this year with our KHSAA program. We raised ourselves $7,500 this year, and that's an approximation. And we spent over $3,800 basically for banquet, insurance, and captains. We did give the captains approximately $40 to $50 each for gas money for the tournament. And then we are supporting 2 of our anglers, or 2 teams, let me rephrase that. And a team is comprised of 2 anglers and a boat captain. But we have 2 teams going to nationals in South Carolina in August. And we were able to give each team almost $2,800 to help financially with that. So with that being said, I hope it's enlightened you a little bit on what we do and understand what these kids go through. And I'd like at this time to bring the kids forward and let them introduce themselves and explain their accomplishments. Unless you all have any questions. Yeah. Well, I will tell you that East Jessamine High School won the team award this year. Okay, we unfortunately didn't win first place, but we had the most teams participating, and you have to be invited or earn to be able to go to the KHSAA championship. And we had the team award, so that trophy is on display at East Jessamine High School. At George Rogers Clark, we had our teams won first, second, and third place. Okay, we had Elijah Bryant and Christian Bells. Yeah, we are considered a fierce force. You know, we are usually the largest county to participate in any of the activities, but we are also, and they like to throw this up to us, you're two schools. So you all just come in and it makes you look big, you know, because East and West are combined and we're not separated. So they like to throw that out. I would like to also say on our nationals that are going, one of our teams are here, but the other is not. Only 17 teams are allowed to participate, and we have 2 going. So they do deserve recognition. Thank you all.
And Ridge and Ryan won national.
Yes, well, no, Ridge and Ryan won several. They also, and unfortunately they couldn't be here, so I've not said much about Ridge and Ryan. They had a fantastic year this year as well as winning. KBN this year, they were in 3rd place for Angler of the Year this year, and then they came in 2nd place in several different tournaments. But I also understand the school has ordered a ring that they'll be getting later for them. Yeah. Amy, don't give us no trouble. But they have done fantastic, and I just wanted to make you all aware of what they go through in order to get where they have gotten. Yes, amen. And our team starts, and I did forget to say this, and I apologize. We start at 6th grade and we go to seniors. This year we had 41 anglers who competed on different times in different tournaments. We had over 80 kids who wanted to be a part of our team. It's hard to turn any away, but we don't have boats to provide for these kids. So it caused a little bit of confusions, and when I got on board as the assistant coach, had a lot of disappointed anglers, or teammates I call them, and upset parents. So I'm hoping this year we can kind of clear the water, because unless you have a boat, we can't really provide and guarantee you a fishing time. Any questions? No. Well, at this time, I'd like to bring the team forward. They can introduce themselves, and if they want to, just say what they accomplished this year or what team you did well, like you, which one you and Landon won.
Come here, Landon. So, my name's Brett Cheek, and
I'm Landon Dale.
we accomplished on Kentucky Lake. We took a win this year, and from when I started in 7th grade to now, like, done graduated, I've noticed a lot more myself in, like, placing wise, like top 5 finishes out of 200 boats. You know, just stuff like that for myself is what I feel like I accomplished this year.
We had 2 top 10 finishes this year, and I've won a couple tournaments since I started in 7th grade, now going on junior year. So, I mean, we just love this sport and continue to do it. For me, at least, he's now graduated, but.
Yeah. He'll be out there battling you.
Yeah, yeah.
Not every kid's a football player or a baseball player.
Yeah.
You know, and this is my grandson, and absolutely could eat him alive, right? But he hated school. Let's just be honest, he hated it. The best motivation is when we got him on the bass team to be able to keep his GPA up and a goal.
Well, you know,
Very good.
yeah. We just got to talk in our work session about goals over the next 5 years, and helping kids find passion and purpose is one of them. So that's a great example right there. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
that's good to hear.
Yep.
Young lady.
Okay, my name's Olivia Sadler.
I'm Anna Satterwhite.
And we just love participating on the bass fishing team because we're like one of the only girl teams like in the state. And so it's really fun fishing, especially when we get to weigh in and like place, like when we place a lot of the tournaments.
It's funny to see like everybody's faces look at us.
Yeah.
They're kind of shocked.
Yeah, and it does bring a lot of scholarship opportunities, especially like in our case, being girls and just having those opportunities to fish. It's not like any other sport. So, Yep.
I'm Christian Bales.
This is Elijah Bryant.
I mean, this is my first year. I've been fishing since I can remember, but this is my first year on the bass fishing team, and it's been one of the funnest things I've ever done in my life. I mean, and especially like we get to go to nationals this year for
Yeah, I've been.
South Carolina, Lake
Yeah.
Hartwell, and well, I mean, it's just pretty cool.
So once you start fishing together as a team, you just stay together with that person
for the whole season.
for the
Yeah.
whole season? Okay.
That's your goal. Otherwise, you
Okay.
lose points
I
unless
gotcha.
you got,
Okay.
and you kind of start over.
Okay.
Well, my name's. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Those are cool shirts. We need some.
Well, my name's Elijah Bryant, and I've been on the team for 3 years, and I've gone to national all 3 years. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Awesome.
So this is the trophy that I won at No Land for first place. Yep. Got to go nationals because of it. Yep.
My name is Logan Athington. I'm a junior, and this was my first year of fishing, and I won this at Green River, first place.
Let's see it.
They have really kicked butt this year. Let me tell you, our junior teams really
cool.
did well.
Our lower awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So is this better than horse riding?
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
My name is Clay Dale, and I've placed second at a KBN junior tournament at Kentucky Lake, and I've also made it to state this year.
Another one of our junior teams.
What grade are you in?
Going into 8th.
Okay.
He was in seventh. He wasn't sure, apparently.
I'm Nate Floyd. I didn't win a fancy trophy like a lot of these kids, but I sure had fun. I caught some fish, and it was a good year. This is only my second year, so I proved a lot this year.
Thank you all. Of course, this is just part of our team, but I wanted you all to be aware of what they have done as well.
Realized that, KHSAA was the only funding source that.
And it's,
Because that's only sports, entity that the rest of them have, but that makes
Yes.
a huge difference.
and,
My shirt's got
and I understand.
Give us shirts.
Yeah, he asked for one when he came in. But KHSAA, yeah, we have a fish fry. That's one of our fundraisers.
Please make sure we get an invitation.
Okay. Well, we did. We invited you all to the banquet as well.
We
Yeah.
didn't get that.
But
Is it still
we
at
do
Jackson
it.
Foreman's? Is the fish fry still at Jackson?
No, we do all of our meetings and most of our get-togethers at the Sportsman's Club there in Wilmore.
Okay. Where that is.
And they offer that facility to us free. It also gives the kids, and they're able to go out there anytime they want. They have a casting pond for the kids to practice on. They have 2 stock ponds. And then, of course, they have like 1,800 acres of
Right.
different things. But they have just been extremely gracious to invite us every year to come and use their facility.
Well, let us know when you all have something that we.
Well, absolutely.
Okay.
I've kept Sarah informed and Mark Miracle on our tournaments, because you're also welcome to come to any of our weigh-ins. It really is exciting. It gets a little warm sitting on the concrete waiting on the kids to come in to see how they done. But that's our exciting part. That's the spectator.
To come and bring his boat.
Yeah.
If need be, 'cause
Oh, well, we have.
need an excuse to fish.
Yeah, well, we have kids that want to be on the team, but we can't provide enough boats for them. I hate that as well.
Yeah, that's right.
But let me remind you, when you are a boat captain, first off, you're not allowed to fish, okay? So these guys that you see out here and these parents, they have to sit there for 6 to 8 hours in the boat, in the sun, not allowed to hold a rod, because if you are, you could be considered cheating, and the kids are automatically disqualified if caught. Even if you're just holding the rod. You're not allowed to help them most of the time with netting. These kids have to do it on their own. You can give them some advice. is all a captain does. The captain is required to be there to drive the boat. And that's the only thing the captain is allowed to do. So it's really difficult to get parents to, or other people, yes, to go out there and sit all day long. And if you won't commit to going to all of the tournaments, then just going one time really doesn't help the kid to continue on to become better in getting to the championships, where scholarships are given like $100,000 at a time.
Do we only have the one boat still?
Yes. Yes, and we do use that. It is certain. It is. I just got a PO order to get it serviced and maintained. And what we decided, I think this year, it's been kind of a conflict. Just to let you all know about the boat. Do you use it for the kids and alternate kids who maybe don't ever get on the water, but there again, we know that they're not going to go anywhere. But I think we decided. You know, it's a 4-hour drive to get to Kentucky Lake. We had, how many guys? 2 or 3 boats that broke down this year at Kentucky Lake. Well, that's a long way to try and get back to borrow a boat. So if we keep the boat and use that as a backup, so if the kids are there, I think that's our best plan. And then in the meantime, if it's not being in use, we're going to throw it in water and let some people take pictures of our kids out there fishing. Is my intentions this year.
Very cool.
I'm sorry.
Coach Horn, I have a certificate of appreciation accomplishment that I'm going to give to you. This is all of them for each of the players. So if you could get those out. And then also, I'm going to thank you with a coin. This is a Jessamine County Challenge coin. And it has, I think it's very fitting. It has the We Are Jessamine, the W with West, and the E for East. And I think what you guys have accomplished, what you've done with this group definitely is what we're after, and helping those students find that passion and purpose. So thank you very much. Right out here in the hallway, if you don't mind. Yep, we'll walk right out that way. You don't want to see anybody want to get in there? No. Might as well.
No. Come on, Amy. No, negatory. I don't want my picture made nude. Nope. Nobody needs that. Thank you. Welcome. Yes, thank you. No, none of us.
some of the high-quality instruction that's going on. So congratulations to the Providence School. And that concludes my report.
There were some comments on there.
Yes.
Down. What is the Bridge to Better Fridays in that report, and why can't Providence use them?
The Bridge to Better Fridays. I don't know that answer off the top of my head.
You want me to email it to you tomorrow?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Yep, I'm sorry, apologize, I don't know
That's
the
okay.
answer to that one.
So for board member communication, now that I'm off camera right here. He said 41 kids participating, is that what he said, total anglers?
I think so, yeah.
41.
Yeah.
I wrote it. 41. But 80 plus out of 5.
Yeah.
Next up, we need to buy another.
How are,
And
not to get way off subject, but how are we able to keep East and West competing as a one unit? You get so many years when you start a new program, or?
I'm gonna doubt that because I think this is their 9th year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
When's the time to cut the cord?
It sounds like they haven't really gotten their bylaws
Yeah.
fully fleshed out
Yeah.
yet in terms of, I'm guessing it's probably because it's such a small program statewide that they probably let counties combine. But I
Yeah.
say that without really knowing.
Yeah.
Because track shoot does the same thing, is the reason I asked.
yeah,
Remember when we had them in, when they won state?
yeah. And wrestling gave us an exception and let them, they
Yeah.
still wrestle separate, East and West, but they allow them to practice together and do some stuff.
Unless, KHSA in that entity changes their,
We have any more tournaments, we send the top 3 teams in, they'll be changing those rules real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
That's what I'm saying there.
Yeah.
That or if we're, we'll just not get invited to anything. They'll just be
Yeah.
like, you're not.
Yeah, we can forget George Rogers Clark, we're not doing that.
Right, yeah, you won't go back there again.
No, they won't get invited back.
All right, is that it?
Yes, sir.
All right, moving on to the consent agenda. Fairly large consent agenda. Any questions? We got 33 items in there. Do we have any questions on those?
What about the EKU Advantage Program? What is that? What number was that?
Yes.
Number 13.
It's a master's program that EKU is doing to try to pull kind of like a cohort of teachers together. We're doing this with Boyle County, and other districts can participate, but they really are trying to cater to our specific needs to the extent even that there may be some courses offered here in Jessamine County or in Boyle County, so that they're not having to travel as far, but it takes them through that particular master's program.
When you say that particular.
Yeah, it is, it's that was the principal. Yeah, that's the principal's program, and it's
Wow.
being led by Dr. Kevin Hubb, who was Scott County Superintendent last year, and he's taking the lead on that.
Anything else on consent agenda?
I have a question. What is the clear for the DPP office? What does that entail? Yeah, I saw that.
26.
Yeah.
This is for them to look up family information. It's just a annual subscription.
Oh, it's just a continuation of what they're using already or have been? Okay.
That's their software and the
Yeah.
clear.
You have to pay for it so you can access certain information.
Right.
Sorry to take over for
Oh,
you.
no,
Just was
appreciate
on it.
You don't know about the Bridge to Better Fridays, do
You
you?
have to start it.
Thank you.
I tried to log into your computer.
That's a little shady there. Jason.
Anything else on consent?
Yes, I do have a question.
Sure.
I lost it. The code of conduct and the coach's handbook.
29 and,
Yes,
Well, that's approved, the action, that's an action item.
yeah, the code of conduct, we revise that every year, but
Right.
this year was a year that we decided to make a comprehensive revision.
Mhm.
So we really revamped the whole thing. Michelle Gadberry took the lead on that. She got several copies of different codes of conduct across the state and had meetings with different groups of administrators. And I'll tell you, the most comprehensive thing that we did on it is really looked at the whole disciplinary piece. We had some outdated definitions, some practices that needed to be revised. So that was the bulk of the changes that we made. But that, we are required obviously to be in line with state KRs and such, but we've got a lot of latitude in our code of conduct as far as how some of those revisions.
Okay, can we, I personally would like a copy of it myself, just a hard copy. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have one, the older ones, just to compare them to.
Absolutely.
The coach's handbooks, it's not on there, but you said it.
Yes.
That just got redone too, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't on here, it was.
Yeah, it is.
It is, it's actually in an action item. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all need to have hands-on for those,
Yeah,
actually.
and we have it set up to where you can see the revisions for the code of conduct, so I'll make sure that
Okay.
goes to you, so you can just see.
Sometimes, I understand, sometimes it's just striking a word and adding a word, or just
Yeah.
deleting, part of a sentence to make it more just cut and dry, but.
Right, right.
Sometimes it's easier to have something to compare it to.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. All right, item G1, under the action.
We're gonna pull somebody up here. I think everybody sees a bit of a. That do it? All right.
Richard?
Oh, there's his family. Nope.
Okay, can you hear us, Mr. Harden?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Okay, well, I'm going to talk a little bit about this gentleman before I make this proposal. I think everyone here knows Richard Harden. If you don't, shame on you. But Richard Harden is one of those unique individuals. I've often said he's somebody that not only was good at what he did and spent a lifetime doing it, but I truly think it is a passion of his. I would even describe it in some respects as more than a job. I think it is really what has drawn him to the profession, is just his love for what he got to do in public education. Richard was unique in the fact, I don't know what's happening to his lights. I promise we're not doing it, Richard. Yeah.
But he was performing an exorcism or something.
Yeah, exactly. The thing that always stands out to me about Richard is it didn't matter what time I showed up here at central office. I prided myself on getting here way before everyone else, but I always said except Richard, because I could show up at 5 or 5:30 in the morning because I needed to knock something out and pull in, and his lights on and his car's in the parking lot. He got up early and got to work all the time. It wasn't just here and there. That was just who he was. But the thing that I think is so appreciative, and it's amazing how many people bring this up just in conversation. We had one a couple weeks ago where we all started talking about Richard again. It's just how much he has developed all of our leadership in Jessamine County. I've always described Richard as that wise old owl that sat upstairs, and when I needed help, I ran up there and he gave me the guidance. I think particularly of one time where I consulted with 4 or 5 people, and I was in a situation that I truly thought was hopeless, and there wasn't a solution that wasn't just going to be a lose-lose. And I went up and talked to Richard for probably 30, 45 minutes, and all he did was tell me a couple stories, and asked me a couple questions, and I left there knowing exactly what I needed to do. So he had that gentle way of helping guide you to the right answer. He wasn't one of those that dictated what needed to happen, but he just could carry on some conversation with you that truly helped you understand how to do the right thing. And you always knew in all the conversations with him that he was doing things because it was the right thing to do for kids. So he is absolutely one of those gentlemen that will always be respected and is always looking out for the best interest of the kids in Jessamine County. And that's why we have brought him before you today with the recommendation that he be honored as a lifetime honorary assistant superintendent. For those of you who don't know, a lot of people still give him those phone calls with the emergency, can you help us out with something right now? Because he is the one that has all of that knowledge, and we want to make sure we do it the right way. So he's a good one to just make a contact with. Also share one thing that Lou Young said about this gentleman when she went to Fayette County, when she was talking about some of the challenges they were having with some of their staffing and things that she was trying to help them negotiate and figure out. She said that she came to the realization that their issue was that they didn't have, since they were a bigger district, 3 Richard Hardens sitting in their central office. So, and I thought that was the absolute biggest compliment and absolutely a reality. So it is my recommendation that you guys take this into consideration, and he is absolutely worthy of this recognition.
Richard, it is my privilege to recommend and make a motion to approve item G1. Do we have a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. Richard, congratulations.
Give us a quick introduction of who all you have behind you there.
Well, basically, these are my wife and our kids and our grandkids.
Okay.
Good-looking family.
My neighbors. There's your baby back there.
Richard, thank you so much for all your years of service to Jessamine County Schools. I've only been on the board a short time, but every conversation where there seems to be uncertainty or a need for answers somehow seemingly ends with, we need to talk to Richard. As I think as recently as today, someone said we should ask Richard, or Richard knows the answer, or something like that. So this is an incredibly well-deserved honor, and we look forward to continuing to pick your brain probably long into the future.
Well, not much to say at this point. It's a wonderful life for me. I think this on for the ability to work with a bunch of really nice kids over the years, and then many, many colleagues. It's been, again, a wonderful life. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll let you see who else was sitting right here. There you go.
There's a lot of institutional knowledge right there.
Howard nodded that he approved of this too, just so you know.
Yeah. Awesome, Richard. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sure.
All right. Moving on to item G2. Matt, do you want to give us just a quick recap of that?
Yeah, this is actually just the second reading. You guys had already approved the first reading, so I'm recommending that you approve the second reading for the final draft for our policy revisions.
Motion to approve G2.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. All right, G3.
This is our coach's handbook. I will tell you that the majority of the revisions in this truly were aligned with our with the policy changes And it's my recommendation that you approve the 2022 Jessamine County Athletic Coaches Handbook as presented.
Yeah, I agree.
I just want to make a comment real
Sure,
quick.
sure.
And I was struck by the cost, the expense for our kids to participate. I mean, it makes sense, but it's still, I think about, as a kid, I certainly couldn't have participated in a lot of sports today that I was fortunate enough to get to do when they would allow girls to do one thing at a time because we were too weak to do more than one at a time. But when I saw that there was a cap of $500 on athletic field trips, and Bobby's explained a little bit of that to me, but I still just think, you know, there are a lot of families, a lot of kids that aren't, that the money rules them out. And what kinds of provisions do we have in place for those families?
Yeah. So
Quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the work of the athletic advisory. There's, obviously, it's not anybody that just says, oh, I ain't got it, you know. I mean, we don't make every concession for every person. But I don't know of any instances where someone has made an athletics team and come forward and said, we need the help, that any kid has been turned away from any situation. Now,
Do you think there are families that know, I mean, are there kids that aren't even attempting to play because the money, the cost?
And we
we'd have to give
try
them
our
survey
hardest
data
to
or something.
communicate that out, that, you know, if they need that assistance, they get it.
Right.
So we try our hardest to get that message out, but you never know if it reaches everyone and if there's still some students that are resistant. But I can tell you, there's lots of conversations where, you know, this family may be paying, if it is a $200 trip, they may be paying
$20.
yeah, $20 for that. There are students that don't have the equipment they need. There are groups of people that are helping them, not just formally like with Shane, but we may be doing it through other ways. The reason we're trying to get the bingo resurrected is I really do feel like it's gonna create lots of opportunities for us to really cut those costs down to close to nothing. So
Good.
that's why there's so much excitement in trying to move with that. If you recall, one team that they'd connected with right before COVID, they'd earned $100,000, a Fayette County team.
That's
had
your
earned
baseball.
$100,000
Just the
doing bingo.
baseball team.
Well, we had gone just one night on Sunday night, and I don't remember which team it was. They were hoping to make anywhere between $5,000 and $6,000 just on a Sunday night, and they do it every Sunday up in Fayette County.
Where will we do it? Have we picked a place?
Not yet.
We're working on a local.
Yeah, I just want to,
Yeah.
The
Mention.
community
But it is
center
an
in
issue.
Wimmore's for
That are
rent.
something
Do
we
what?
need to make sure we're focused on.
Bobby's house. City Hall.
Yeah, for rent.
City Hall. And they've just redone it.
Yeah.
All right,
Motion to approve, motion to approve G3.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. All right, number 4.
This is the change order that Margie had referenced that has to do with the HVAC duct work. So it's my recommendation that you approve change order 6 to increase the construction contract sum in the amount of $2,489.14.
I'll make a motion to approve item G4.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. All right, G5.
This is a partnership between the Providence School and Kentucky College, our AmeriCorps, and this gives them the ability to hire a Kentucky college coach. So this will be somebody that will help students navigate a college opportunity. So it's my recommendation that you support this MOU with AmeriCorps to hire a college coach for the Providence School.
We have a motion?
Motion to approve G5.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. All right, final one, Mr. Moore.
Yes, sir. This is the job description and salary schedule for the position that Jason had shared with you guys during the work session. It's my recommendation that you approve the property records auditor job description and salary as presented.
Make a motion to approve G6.
I'll second it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. All right, I'm gonna make a motion. Oh, go ahead, sir.
Jason, if, on the search for that, I will say, because that's a streamlined position that we're looking for, if you need to come back and change that title and go more like inventory specialist or inventory and funds or whatever you need to do to attract the correct candidates, just don't hesitate that can be a quick approval, quick to change that job title.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna make a motion, under KRS 156, 557, 6C and KRS 61, 810, 1K, that we enter closed session for the purpose of preliminary discussions related to the evaluation of the superintendent by the board or between the board and the superintendent prior to the summative evaluation.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. We are in at 7:51. We're in closed session.